What's good? This is Trey Morgan coming to you with this video on how to get physical with a woman. All right. So first, let's look at this. Why do guys have a hard time getting physical with women? It comes down to three things. Guys are waiting for the perfect moment. Okay. They're always in their head. When should I do it? When should I touch her? When should I hold her hand? When should I go for the kiss? When should I hug her? It's just constantly in their head, when should I do it? Looking for the perfect moment. They're trying to, look into the girl's eyes and see if it's the right moment. So that's an issue. Then we have fear of rejection. So fear of rejection is basically, the idea that if you do get physical with a woman, she might reject your advances and you might blow out the opportunity altogether, or maybe she just might think you're weird. Or maybe you just don't know how to deal with rejection. So after she rejects you, you might start just acting weak, acting insecure, and it might turn her off. So you're just trying to avoid rejection at all causes. And then don't know what turns women on. So you don't know how to go about getting physical. You don't know where to touch a woman or how to touch her or when to touch her. And you just don't get it. You don't understand how how the physical aspect of game works. So basically all these three things combined, they make the whole getting physical with women thing kind of tough. So I just wanted to address these just in case, maybe you're having issues with getting physical. Maybe you haven't been able to pinpoint what it is or why you're having issues with it, but it's probably one of these three right here. All right. So one thing you need to know is that women know what you are thinking. So when it comes to getting physical, getting physical isn't something you should be thinking about, it's not like, all right, I'm waiting for the perfect moment to get physical. It shouldn't be like that, because if you're thinking like that, the woman will feel it. And that's creepy. If you think about a cool guy, would a cool guy be standing around, talking to a woman thinking, oh, when can I touch her? He would just do it, and that's part of the problem, is that guys are thinking about it, not knowing that the woman can feel that hesitation. She can feel when you're afraid. Women are really good at reading subtle body language. They can tell when you're afraid of rejection. They can tell when you're hesitating, and it's a turn off. All right. It's for women, women, they're attracted to confidence. They're attracted to dominance and assertiveness, assertive behavior. So if you're over here, hesitating and thinking and wondering what you should do next and all that stuff, it's worse. You're better off just going for it than you would be to just kind of just sit around and wait for the perfect moment, because that actually turns her off. If you go for it and she rejects you and you handle the rejection, that's way more of a turn on than for you to be sitting back and wondering what you should do next. So the key to getting physical with women is anticipation. So when it's time to get physical with a woman, it shouldn't be this big hoorah, this big deal, this big sudden move. It's more so like a lead up type of thing. It's like an anticipation, an escalation. You're smooth with it. So for example, if we're talking about getting a kiss, right? You shouldn't be you shouldn't be talking to a woman and then no physicality at all. You don't touch her at all. You don't touch her shoulder. You don't touch her hand. You don't give her a hug. There's no physical contact. And all of a sudden now you're going to go for a kiss. And a lot of guys do this at the end of the date. The whole date, there's no physical touch or anything. And all of a sudden at the end of the date, they go for a kiss. And sometimes it's awkward because, there was no lead up. There was no escalation. There was no anticipation. The girl just kind of probably thought you were, kind of weird or kind of just not sure about yourself and not experienced, because women aren't, they're just worried about how they feel in the moment and their emotions. And if they feel like something is off, which in most cases they will, because if there is no lead up and then all of a sudden you're going for this kiss, it can come off kind of weird. So the power in anticipation and escalation is it creates sexual tension. So for example, let's say you go on a date with a woman, right? I know that I need to kiss this woman at some point. You know what I mean? I know, and I'm not gonna sit here and think when am I gonna kiss her? What I'm gonna do is when she shows up on the date, I'm gonna get physical right away. Okay, as soon as I see her, give her a hug, a simple hug. I might kiss her on the cheek. All right. So now we've already gotten physical right from the beginning. So anything after that is not going to be awkward. Okay. Cause I already set the frame that, I'm a physical guy. I have no problem with getting physical. It's not a big deal for me. And she will basically submit to that. Okay. If she's not with it, if she has a problem with you being physical, she may say something about it or whatever. And then you could just act like it's no big deal. Say, oh, no big deal. And, do it again. And then like, if she actually, at some point, if she says, no, don't touch me. Okay. That's a different story. That rarely happens. If a girl shows up on a date with you, she's probably interested, in some way. So usually that, that doesn't happen. Like, don't touch me. But, sometimes they will like say, oh, why are you trying to hold my hand? Or, you know what I mean? But as long as they're smiling and they're just kind of like playful with it, it's okay. It's just, they're just kind of being a challenge, or maybe they're, just a little uncomfortable, maybe, and that's normal. But the whole point is you have to create anticipation. So you start off, a little hug in the beginning, a little kiss on the cheeks, like, okay, this guy's physical. You're talking, maybe at some point you hold her hand, and then, hold her hand, but don't like stay there. Like that's a problem too. It's like sometimes guys, they get the hand hold and then they just, oh, I'm holding her hand. I'm gonna hold her hand forever. Now hold her hand for a little bit and let go. Maybe make a comment, say, oh man, you're getting too comfortable with me. I don't know. We're going too fast. Sit and say it, in a funny way. You're not being serious. Like, oh, we're really going too fast. It's like a push pull type of thing. Like you giving her a little bit, but you're also like, you're showing her that, look, I can control myself. I don't have to hold your hand. I don't have to be touching you, but I do it sometimes because I'm a physical guy. So that's gonna create that sexual tension. It's like, oh, okay, this guy is in control. He knows what he's doing. So it'll start turning her on. So you hold her hand for a little bit, you let go. Maybe you grab it again later on. Maybe you're talking and then she says something and you pull her in. And you look at her like you're gonna kiss her, and then you push her back out, and she's like, "Whoa, like what is this guy doing?" You know what I mean? Like just like, basically giving her. It's almost like you're teasing her a little bit, and like I said, it's creating anticipation, it's creating sexual tension, and so you're doing little things, you're doing these push pull tactics, throughout the dates. If we're using the date as the example here, the date scenario. But yeah, you're using the push pull, you're coming in, you're coming out. But what's happening is throughout the date, touching is happening. Physicality is happening throughout the date, and it's gradual. So like I said, you start off with a hug, kiss on the cheek, and maybe you hold her hand, and maybe at some point you hug her and you pull her in, and then you push her back off. Maybe at another time you may say, oh, you have nice hair, or I like your hair, and then you start touching her hair, you act like you're about to kiss her, and you don't. So you're like doing these little things, create anticipation. And what I like to go off of intuition, or like feeling. There's usually like a feeling you get when it's time to kiss a girl. It's like an energy. I don't know, kind of hard to describe, but it's like an energy that comes up, and you're both looking in each other's eye, and you need to go for the kiss. When that energy comes up, go for it. Like that's how, when it comes to being physical, it's about just doing what you feel is right. Okay, if you feel it, like you feel the energy, like, oh, I should probably go hold her hand. Go and hold her hand. And if she is not with it, she says, oh no, I don't want to hold your hand. It's like, all right, that's cool. And then you go for it later. But you always act on how you feel. Like I said, if you hesitate, if you fear rejection and stuff like that, she will feel that energy and it's going to turn her off. It's going to make things even harder. All right. All right, so that's basically it on getting physical. If you need more help with this, PM me on Facebook or visit legitgain.com. I got more tips and advice on there about how to pick up women and how to attract beautiful women in your life. All right, peace.